Welcome to Illyria.
And welcome back, The Things fans. If you haven't guessed yet, in this video, we're talking all things She's the Man. Also known as the 2006 film that gave us plenty of laughs, plot twists, and more importantly, a love story between Amanda Bynes and Channing Tatum. We'll be delving into everything from hilarious behind-the-scenes moments to shocking facts about the comedy you would never guess were true. Hop in, losers. We're heading to boarding school. Don't forget your disguises.
All right, so everybody understand?
Channing Tatum may not have been the A-list actor he is in Hollywood today, but that doesn't mean he didn't come into She's the Man with everything he had. In fact, one of the best and most memorable scenes in the film was improvised by him. Remember when Sebastian gets really jealous of Duke's flirting with Olivia in the gym? Well, let's just say the way he dramatically flipped his flip phone open wasn't scripted.
Yeah, what? Yeah, can I call you back?
Speaking of Channing Tatum as Duke, his role in the film definitely put him on the map in the entertainment world. And we're here to tell you that if it weren't for Amanda Bynes, Channing may have never broken Hollywood's top tier. The filmmakers were apparently skeptical about hiring him because of the age difference he had with Amanda.
Show him some of your acting/model skills. Show him anger.
But Amanda begged producers to cast Channing in the role. She told them this guy's a star and that every girl will love him. She wasn't wrong.
I'm gonna act like a girl, and you're gonna talk to me, okay?
Ew, do I have to?
She's the Man is far from being an action movie, but you have to admit it did have its fast-paced moments. There were definitely plenty of fights that could get a bit dangerous, but that didn't stop the actors from actually performing a lot of their own stunts. Remember that iconic fight scene that happened in the bathroom? Well, the actresses were actually throwing one another around in that scene. No stunt doubles in sight.
Alex and Laura and I were so excited to actually physically fight each other.
If you hadn't already put two and two together, having comedy queen Amanda Bynes and Channing Tatum on one set was nothing but hilarious. In fact, taking just one look at their behind-the-scenes moments and bloopers will have you wondering how exactly they managed to compose themselves to get all the filming done. Take a look.
Does he have your number? 1-800. One more time.
We're taking you back to high school English class with this next tidbit. Have you ever heard of Shakespeare's play 12th Night? The one that follows Viola, who after being shipwrecked with her brother Sebastian, decided to disguise herself as a man in order to get a job? Well, She's the Man is actually based on that play. Besides the obvious similarities in the characters' names, the two schools in the movie, Illyria and Cornwall, are both locations in the play. Duke's last name, Orsino, is also a character in the play, who ironically plays a duke, and the restaurant Cesario that's featured in the film is named after Shakespeare's character Cesario.
Mind if we join?
No. Here.
Lady pterodactyl.
She's the Man might not feature shipwrecks and sword fights, but it does feature a lot of soccer. In fact, a lot of the movie characters are supposed to be soccer pros, including Amanda Bynes' character, Viola. Well, we all know Amanda is more into the arts, so getting her field ready took some time, even if it was just for the cameras. She had to go through weeks of intense soccer training so she could look believable for the film. The actor's life isn't just learning lines, guys.
I trained for it. I definitely, I got much stronger in my legs and I was able to kick the ball hard.
Like every other movie, not everything shot on set makes its way into the film's final cut no matter how much we think it would make the movie better. That's why they give us deleted scenes. And we bet this one from She's the Man will make you feel just as satisfied as we did. Viola did actually get her revenge on her ex-boyfriend Justin. We just never got to see it. The scene shows Viola kicking a soccer ball at a dunk tank target and gets to watch Justin fall into the tank of water.
Fine. End of relationship.
It's safe to say that Amanda Bynes definitely went all in when it came to showing up and playing the best Viola and Sebastian she could. Just wait until you hear this next fact. In order to really prepare for her role and learn how to mimic men, she would actually go out to the mall and observe them so she could build her own character. That's dedication.
You're the man.
Yes, I am.
Not only did Amanda put in the extra time to head to public locations and study for her role, but she also went through a lot when it came to actually transforming from Viola to Sebastian. Aside from the makeup and, let's face it, atrocious sideburns, she also had to wear 4 layers of clothing underneath her camera-ready ones. We also can't forget about the muscle suit on top of it all to make sure she bulked up.
Hey, you forgot this, Coolio.
Word, G-Money.
Amanda Bynes might have pulled off the role of playing a boy perfectly, but she wasn't exactly happy with the end result. In fact, she's even said she wasn't able to watch herself in the movie because she hated the way she looked. However, she did admit that her role in this film was a cathartic experience because it wasn't easy for her.
Gonna be a time when you're gonna have to come out of the closet and just accept yourself for who you are. A baldy.
Channing Tatum wasn't the only one who was close to not landing the role in the film. James Kirk was cast as Viola's real twin Sebastian, but originally producers had someone else in mind. The one, the only, Jesse McCartney. Well, him and his beautiful soul, of course. Jesse was their ideal actor because of how similar his features were to Amanda's, and because he was a pretty big deal in 2006. For the most part, She's the Man is pretty appropriate for most ages. It's a solid PG-13, but it wasn't always that way. In fact, it was the exact opposite.
Just because you wear a wig doesn't prove you're a girl.
The comedy was originally meant to be sexy and edgy, but the scriptwriters eventually had to tone it down. The strict rules even prohibited them from saying balls or kumquat as an alternative.
Is it just me, or does this soccer game have more nudity than most?
Coach Dinklage could give any comedian in She's the Man a run for their money. He added a whole other layer to the comedic segments in the film.
Okay, tough guys. You want a box? Get out of my stadium.
And that's actually because the role was written with a pretty famous comedian in mind, Peter Dinklage. Way before even Game of Thrones, writer Karen McCullough was a huge fan of Dinklage. They weren't able to book him, but Vinnie Jones still did an epic job.
Look in the manual. What manual?
Speaking of Vinnie Jones, you would think by how well he pulled off Coach Dinklage that he'd spent years studying the craft of acting, but that's not exactly true. Jones is actually a former professional soccer player. He played for major UK teams like Chelsea, Wimbledon, and Leeds United. It was all or nothing for Amanda Bynes. As we discussed earlier, she took time to study how boys acted, spent hours transforming her face and body to look like Sebastian, and now we're telling you she even had a reason for Sebastian's slight accent.
Yeah, I'm doing great, just busy being a guy.
While spending a lot of time preparing with director Andy Flickman, she decided to incorporate his southern accent into her character.
Awkward.
Have you ever watched She's the Man and thought, wow, this movie seems so familiar? It's probably because you've watched the Disney film Motocrossed. The early 2000s film was also based on the 12th Night. The similarities don't end there. In the movie, a young girl disguises herself as her brother so she can compete in a motocross competition. Yep, almost the exact same plot.
After everything this young woman did, the way she masqueraded as her brother, kept her identity a secret.
This scene in the film came super close to being classified as a blooper, but the editors thought that Channing Tatum's mistake worked perfectly with the vibe. While walking in the change room, Channing was meant to hit Malcolm's actor James Snyder with a towel, but he accidentally hit him in the eye. It wasn't scripted, but it definitely added more humor to the scene. No harm, no foul, right, James?
Yeah, okay, homie.
Honestly, we've come to the conclusion that Channing Tatum is just funny without even trying to be, and the proof is in his audition for the role of Duke. During the audition, he supposedly stuck a tampon up his nose, but he forgot to take out the applicator, so really he ended up just sticking plastic in his nose.
You're right, by the way. These things actually work.
While yes, She's the Man is arguably one of the best comedies from the mid-2000s, it isn't just any comedy. The message behind the film and its script go beyond any innocent PG-13 movie. It was meant to be a huge breakdown on how society views gender norms. Although Viola was a girl, she was just as good as the boys at soccer, but did not have the same opportunities because of her gender.
Not enough girls signed up.
What, so they just cut us?
They can't do that.
If you've been looking for another movie like She's the Man that'll make you laugh until you cry, you can check out films like Legally Blonde and 10 Things I Hate About You. They all have the same screenwriter, so you can be assured that the humor will be right up your alley. Getting to really delve into the behind-the-scenes moments of a film makes these blockbuster hits even more intriguing. Who knew that these facts could take a simple comedy like She's the Man to a whole other level? Did you learn anything new about this 2006 hit? Let us know what your favorite BTS was in the comment section below. We can't wait to read what you think. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. Talk to you soon!